Hello, and welcome back to my little Let's Play of Dungeons & Dreadmore. This is Fire and Ice, and I will be finally presenting it in a somewhat proper resolution. Now, it's going to look like a widescreen TV show or something, but that's so far been the only way I've been able to play it without it cutting out pretty much all of the screen. Okay, so we actually have... interesting. Alright, we're going to continue with Face Smasher. Oh, crap, he's running all over the place. So, I've also, on the side, okay, let's start over. I tried to play yesterday, and then that's the reason there's no episode. It's because, why was that closed? Oh, okay. But, I was playing yesterday, and for some reason, when I was trying to play any of my Steam games, none of them, how did that not blow up? None of them seemed to actually work. Like, it said that they didn't exist on my Steam profile, and I was very perplexed by this and scared. But I figured out that for some reason when Steam did some sort of update, and they decided to not mention that it thought that my library didn't exist anymore, so that's the reason why I wasn't able to play any games. And that was very frustrating. But I was able to play Dungeons & Dreadmore for some reason, and so I went in while I wasn't able to do anything, and I just decided to play on my a new character because I could, and I felt like trying because I wanted to do something else while I was waiting. I didn't record it, but I decided to play as a different, a slightly different layout. I chose staves, and I chose astrology and stuff, so I had like more of a wizardy guy. He turned out to be more of a close quarters, bash your face in with a staff kind of guy, but it still was working out quite nicely. Okay, this gives me sagacity and some blasting damage. Let's read that. Blasting damage, first discovered by Alfred Noble, refers to any damage projected from the quasi-elemental plane of dynamite. It is affected by your opponent's armor. And if you're wondering how I was able to read that out so well, I did not rehearse it, I just happened to actually know what that word was. Very oddly enough. Okay, this actually grants you the same power as the astrology perk, and so that will be helpful if I really need it, and I'll keep it around. It might burn out because I don't know wands at all, but picking up bolts is always a good thing. I'm gonna put a lot of them in reserve. Ooh, an Anvil of Krong. Perfect. At this early of a stage, getting at least 2 of these is really good. Okay, so I enchanted that. I also have an idea as to where I'm going to go in terms of some of my armors and stuff, because I've actually seen down the line from my other character, because I had to level him up so much, as to what cool things there are. That is a ridiculous chest piece full of enchantments. Okay, I'm going to try and get my... Ooh, I don't know. All this is pretty good. Let's see, I might try and get my nail board, either my nail board or this. I'll try this. Very nice. And it added some astral resistance, or ethereal. So that'll protect me sort of from any wizardy type enemies, which we're not going to find many on this level. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, a diggle. Bam! But what I should have done originally is, I should have chosen the Viking power with maces, and that would have made my mace 10 times more amazing. And I also found out something else. When you open these, it immediately puts the item in your bag, so it put the cheese... I've always wondered why those are empty. And that was just me being stupid and not looking. Okay, so this apparently opened up into nothing. Don't step on the teleports. It's not a good idea to step on the teleports because it could take you to an entirely closed off area of the map that's just flooding with enemies. That could just, yeah, it's a disaster if that's the case. Oh, look at you, you got shot, sucker. And that's some of the beautiest stuff of the game. You can actually allow enemies to kill themselves on the traps around in the environment. It's not a wise idea if you see a gas sprayer mine, though, to let them step on it, because then it just kind of deters you from getting around. Now this is interesting. Rubber pants. But it requires alchemy, and so I don't think we're ever going to be able to use that because this character doesn't have alchemy. And that's another thing. I upgrade that other class. I basically gave him every possible thing in alchemy, every possible. Excuse me. Gave him every possible like crafting perk, except I forgot that there's the wand one gives you a perk in it, and so unfortunately I missed out on that. But there we go, we got a nice. I picked up so many good maces in my other playthrough that it brings me to tears because it would have been so helpful. Oh, nice, another salesman. This is something I can create on my other character that I really want, the bent staff. Okay, this interdimensional axe is pretty OP if you can get it early. But since I'm a maceman, I'm not gonna bother with it. This is actually really good. I can sell my stuff. That only gives fire resistance. Oh wow. 2 burliness, an attack hit chance, and an agility thing. Ooh, that diamond would be really nice. We need to remember he's here just in case. That's a nice raw damage increase. That thing is pretty funny. Makes you look tough. Evidently we do need another hero. Okay, so 2 rings of ash, not really worth it. The bow staff is what I have on my guy currently, and I enchanted it and it got some like critical chance or something. It was a pretty nice weapon on my other character, and it was pretty much one-shotting everything until I got down to the 2nd floor. That's right, I actually made it to the 2nd floor. Unfortunately, he's still alive, so that's not an unfortunate thing. He's still alive, which is really awesome. Okay. Oh, I should have tried enchanting my gloves. I had a spare. Okay, I'm gonna sell stuff to him real quick. Oh, buy something, will ya? I meant to sell something to you. Jeez. Nice thing is, wands tend to be pretty good money. I'm gonna sell all my raw damage wands, and the traps are the other reason I almost always go with tinkering is because you can actually sell these traps for pretty good money, especially once you get past the crude ones and the shoddy and all that. They can sell for some pretty nice money. Now I'm not gonna be able to use alchemy really. You can. There are some level 0 perks that you can get, but unfortunately they're not really worth it because you can't get any further. And I'm gonna get rid of the porta still because I don't use mana really. I mean I have a mana spell, but I don't really do spells, so I'll keep a little bit of grog around or something. Leather gloves, I'm gonna hold on to those, put them in my storage, interdimensional storage. I want to keep the gems. Oh, there's another trap. That would be nice to sell, but I kind of want it. I don't think truffles and all that are gonna do me any good. The shrooms, man, the shrooms. Sometimes I'm a pack rat and just want to collect it all. On my other character, I might actually hop on there at some point and show you guys, if he still exists, that he's got a pretty ridiculous amount of stuff hoarded up. Like he's got like 30 diggle eggs, because he's gotten through so many diggle places, and he's just got tons of stuff. Okay, anything else? Anything else? Keeping the amber. I might as well keep all my potions that I have. Burnt out wands, I actually figured out what they're for. There's I think it's called a wizarding lathe or something like that, and it gives you the ability to re-up, I guess, wands with like things like if you want to make the bling wand, all you need to do is have like a gold ingot, some potion of some sort, and another thing, and you can then, for proceed to make a ridiculous amount of stuff. Okay, so we're gonna put the saltpeter down for tinkering purposes. These black pearls can actually be ground into chalk, which I found out, which is very nice if I find an elven if I can find an elven ingot grinder. There we go. Jeez, took long enough to say. I'm actually gonna pick that up and sell it because I can. Okay, we're gonna put my bolts and stuff in the center. So I'm not gonna use them right off the bat here. These. I'm gonna sell them. They're no good to me. I am gonna keep this one though, and I'll put it on my hotbar too. As you can see, we got plenty of bolts already. Okay, gold. You can go over here. I've got quite the buildup of materials on my other character in terms of metals because he doesn't really use them per se. Sadly, because I had to use one set of steel bars to build me a decent. What am I looking for in terms of words? I made him armored mage's robes, which are actually really good for him. They protect him quite nicely. And then later I can actually take those mage's robes and buff them up to be the archmage's robes, which are even better. Which I'm looking forward to in the future here. This is just gonna look really awkward. Oops. I'll keep the grog on me, I guess. I'm gonna put down the hard parasiter. And the funny thing is, and it's not actually all that funny, but if you have the porta still, you can actually make what you need to make alchemy through alcohol. So like 2 pears make a pear wine, and then the next upgrade of that, it was like 2 pear wine would make like an elixir type thing, like a imbued elixir that is just nothing. It's essentially like Minecraft's awkward potion. It's just awkwardly sitting there like guys, you increase unholy powers. You can make people see better, but I can't do anything. And then they're all staring at him like, you're so useless. For now, I'm just gonna leave the health potion here, stockpile it, and the potion of invisibility. I'm not too worried. I could always zip into my pocket dimension if I need help, assistance from my lovely pile of potions. Pile o potions. Okay, that worked out, I guess. I'll keep some bolts on me, honestly, because I'll probably need them at some point. It's a wise idea to save your special bolts, because you might find an enemy that is weak to them, or just it might come in handy to have some backup bolts that you don't burn through right away. So I'll sell these burnt out ones as well, and then I'm gonna stockpile the diggle eggs so I don't eat them all by accident. Okay, and then let's quickly inventory this up. And dang it, I hate this. It's not like drag and drop, you have to click drag and drop, which is very off-putting, kind of. Okay, I had 3,000 now. I have some nice monies to spend. See, if these weren't crude, I would buy one because they're actually way better of an upgrade. This would be a nice upgrade. Let's see, what does my current one do? It just does some smash and pierce, so that's 4 damage. This would be a 2 damage upgrade of just crushing damage though, so it won't always be helpful. That is an impressive axe. For if you could afford that already, you can pretty much be strolling through these areas just pounding everything to death. Man, that ring is so close. It's not an amazing ring, but if you're doing a burly character, that's worth it. That just grants me protection and a little bit of magic, and I'm not really into that. Yeah, I have my magic, but I'm not gonna focus on it. And then if this character dies, we'll go for a magey character, and this time I'll make sure to actually make him more magey. That does fire damage. Interesting. I have that ring that does critical and... I'll keep it. It's always a good idea to do critical damage. Alright. There is a lobby. Dang, I wish I could one-hit those guys. But the, coming back to the rest of what I was trying to talk about earlier, the astrology guy is really one of my favorites because it adds damage to your... Already I'm picking up more traps. That's already 100 gold there again. It adds damage to your character. It adds to your trap site, so you can see traps easier, and it gives you a little bit of resistance to poison. It allows you to do holy damage, which is very nice. And so and along with the Viking power, I actually had enchanted my guy so he was doing like at least his base weapon damage was like 2, 3, or 4, and then the holy power did an extra 2, and the lightning Viking power did an extra like 3. So he was hitting for 7 or more damage, and then as he was leveling up, he was getting tougher, and so he was basically smashing every enemy he came across in one hit. It was very awesome. Okay, my guy doesn't have pants yet, so there we go. Oh, and right-clicking will equip it as well. I forgot to mention that. See, this guy does 7, 2, and 2, which is very nice. Thump, the bracers ignite. Peasantly pitchfork. This thing is only worth like 7 gold. It's kind of worthless, but it's pretty nice. Okay, we got ourselves a silver ingot. Another diggle room. Bam! Okay, and we've leveled up. And so I'm not sure if I should continue going down that, or what should I do here? It'd be interesting to see what happens when I get this, just because I'd be able to do sort of wizardy stuff. However, it would be even nicer if I could craft, and it would increase my damage in general, and trap affinity, which is also nice. I think I'm gonna go with anvil, because later I'll be able to start crafting myself some pretty nice stuff. And so it's kind of a toss-up. You have to be very careful on how you level up, because near the end... Oh, I did not even see that. Near the end, it's very critical that you've chosen kind of wisely, because if you don't, it can be pretty bad, because you just end up not having nearly the right amount of abilities. And I found that out the hard way when I got to the end, near pretty much the end of the game, the very first time I played. And that was a little bit saddening for me. Oh, shoot. That was... Oh my goodness, I'm just... Okay, careful, careful. An aquamarine. Very nice. I'm just walking all over the traps. Okay. Open. Bash your face in. Yeah, when it says they've been alerted and they're 1 square away from you, you might as well wait for them to come to you, because it'll actually save you some time and you won't get hurt as often. Okay, open more doors. Ooh, another merchant. Ha! I have bought my adventuring pants. I need none from you. Okay, I could buy a modular alchemy box if I wanted to. I'm actually gonna pick this up, just because potions, since I can't make them, it's a good idea to pick them up if you can't use, like, if you can buy the finished product, then it's a wise idea. For example, if you picked maces, but you don't have, that's not even worth it anyways. If you picked up a mace, or let's say you picked up maces for your skills, but you forgot blacksmithing or something, well, if you see a mace in the seller's shop, you might as well buy it, because apparently it does only damage the person who stepped on it. Okay, so you know, picking up a mace that does a couple more damage is always worth it. And even if it's a little bit of Zorkness. Ah, that's completely useless for me. Another completely useless. Oh, a Mark II prototype. I could actually upgrade my nail board if I so chose. Did I enchant the nail board or? Oh, good. So it won't be used up. That ring enchant was kind of worthless. I'm a little upset by it, but okay, we want to kind of head in this direction. Stiggle has noticed me. Bam! Look at that damage. And because I chose the burliness perk, it increased my overall damage, which is really nice. And a little side note, I think that if you, like, depending on how many of those Diggle rooms you go in and you raid them for their eggs, like, I was down on the second floor, and I swear they were just, like, the Diggles were out to murder me, because it was, like, they would keep popping up through the ground, out of nowhere, and I never had even activated them, and so I was very perplexed. I was getting assaulted like crazy. Oh, where'd you come from? And it was bad, like, there were so many of them, but it wasn't, like, dangerous, because I was one-shotting them, because they were still the weak ones. But nonetheless, they were like assaulting me out of nowhere. A voltaic potion. Okay, let's keep going this way just to narrow our search. Bam! Critical hit at that guy. And if you like, once I get down to the second floor, you might notice that it does seem like there's not very much enemy variety. But what will happen is the baddies won't be the lil baddies, as they're called. They'll be baddies, which means they're pretty tough. And so even though they seem to be kind of redundant enemies, it'll still be fun because they can kill you a lot faster. Okay, so I'm supposed to recover some magical turnips, apparently. A very appealing quest for a man of my type. A voltaic stone, very nice. Crude stone axe, not worth very much. And that was an example of a gargoyle trap being on the other side of a door. This will spawn enemies. Bam.
Critical hits.
Some of them won't necessarily attack you, but it's a good idea to make sure to kill them. Regardless, because it's worth the XP, especially if they're not super tough. It is more than worth it. Another crude axe. I don't know why it's dropping so many. Bam. Break them boxes. Get that magic field. Now that was a good time to move just because the blobby wasn't able to close in and hit me at all before I could hit him. Some more potions. That's an unfinished potion actually. And I'll just be selling that. Okay, move in, let them close, and bam. Sometimes the enemies will be stupid and not be able to pile up properly, or they'll just wait behind each other as they all die. But other times you'll find that they're quite easy to dispatch. That guy survived. Look at that. Give this a drink. You feel burly. Oh, very nice. Medium burl. I guess there's different grades of burliness, which that's kind of true anyways. A bolt machine. It's actually sometimes pretty useful to pick up bolts when you can, even though they can be kind of expensive. The product of a misguided marketing campaign, New Bolt failed spectacularly due to the spectacularly to capture the urban demographic, and so was dumped onto the hinterland markets. Silly New Bolts. Let's see. I can craft bolts, yes, but sometimes it is nice to buy them, so I think 10 for 100 is good, because just being able to shoot anything, especially when you get to a zoo room, it's like worthwhile. I'm gonna save the rest of those. I can always come back if I really had to. It's usually not... Oh dear, I stepped down at the second. As you can see there were very interesting enemies. I should have no problem fighting them, really. Honestly, I don't think they'll be a big deal. I'm gonna save that potion of Midas for a zoo room, so I can really beef up the amount of gold I'm getting out of whoever's in there. Ooh, and I don't even have to buy a diamond. Look at that. Okay, I opened a room down there, apparently. An electrum ingot, that'll be helpful. A fire wand. Okay, I disarmed that other gargoyle trap. Very nice. I think the fiery wand is actually worth quite a bit. Okay, let's let that diggle close with us so I can bash him without having to worry. Oh, and that diggle decided to be stupid and set off a trap. Now here's where now that's where it becomes dangerous when they start trying to do that. Okay, more cheese so I can make grilled cheese sandwiches. And not exactly a great find. The bony axe is not something I need, sadly. Okay, so I've almost run out of places to explore.
Critical hit.
Oh, I'm doing a lot of blasting damage. Why is that actually? That ring only gives me 1, so why am I doing 5? Maybe it chooses the highest elemental the highest elemental damages and adds it to my mace? I'm very confused by that actually. Or maybe that has to do with haywire, maybe. That would actually make more sense. Apparently a solitary lamp, a ring of ash, not very useful, steak, more food for me. Okay, now let's start making our way back. At this point, once you've run out of areas to like explore because you can open doors. Oh, actually we still have more. Another useful idea is to finally step on teleports. At that point, that was really nice. We countered each other, and I ended up winning the counter. But that might have unlocked an Uber chest. So, is there any Uber chests around? Ah, yes, there it is, and it's open. So I'm gonna go back and snag that before we go. Oh, that sucks. Okay, I can pick up that one. Okay, let's visit Pocket Dimension time. I forgot how long I've recorded already, so that's not good. Whatever. We'll figure it out soon enough. Okay, I can't craft those, so I'm just gonna pick it up and put it back in my inventory. Potion of Replenishment I will put here, because it replenishes your mana and health. Put that one back there. Got some more gem types. Or, well, one more gem type. Okay. Okay, I've got some... Oh, no. I do have some lutefisk somewhere in my inventory. I'm sure. Oh, no, I don't. That's... I'll save this potion of Midas. A silver ingot. Man, it's ridiculous. I found that when you specialize in a certain way, you don't always get, like, if you specialize in blacksmithing, you'll find it harder to find ingots, but that's not the case for my wizardy guy. I think the reason they did that was because they knew since I chose a wizardy type character, I wouldn't be using blacksmithing nearly as much, and I think that'll be my downfall in the end because I've really beefed up my blacksmithing on that guy, and it's probably not going to save me in the end, sadly. Or actually, we did bring another gem to the party. I think I'm going to actually put him right here. And then I'm going to sell that one. I got more digalites. More brimstone for the use of alchemy / tinkering. Okay. Apparently I've been stockpiling my cheese. But actually I can make 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, which I'm going to do right now. So at the bottom, I believe, of this, yep, there they are. You can make grilled cheese sandwiches with a dwarven ingot press. Very impressive. And you can also make cheesy omelets and deep omelets. These are probably one of the best foods you can find, make early on. And I have enough to make 2. So I should be perfectly fine. Ooh, I had the shivers there randomly. I should be perfectly fine on foods in terms of restoring health and the likes. Let's see. Okay. So many things to sell. Wow, 6? No, 5? Yeah, it's 5. The UI is so crappily small. Luckily, this stuff is fine. Okay, now I can finally pick that up. More grog. Down with the batties. And if you're wondering why there's multiple doors, oh, dang it. If you're wondering why there are multiple doors down, it's because actually there are some places that are like spots where it leads to nothing, and so you can go down one stairs, enter another one, and you'll be on a totally different part of the flight. If I went down to the second floor and then went up another flight, I would be like somewhere else on the first floor. So it's a useful way to get around every once in a while. Hyperborean potion. Ooh, too bad I wasn't swords. I might pick up swords next time. A citrine. Another iron ingot, perfect for making steel or iron items. Once I can craft steel, that is. Okay, let it come to me. Pressure plate for making traps and copper. Alright, dang, that gargoyle arrow trap was pretty far up. Okay, let's go left real quick. Now, why couldn't this aquafortis be on my other character? You can use that for making these gloves, that supple leather gloves they're called. They're pretty nice, they give you health. Health and health regeneration, I think. Boost Road, die! Yeah, there are all sorts of callouts in this game to other games. Oop, darn it, I meant to not move, actually. Is that another invisibility potion?
Critical hits. Critical hits.
Nice! A second potion of invisibility can come in quite handy. Oh, I managed to block him with my chest. Block him and kill him. Smash this baddie into oblivion. And sometimes you'll find that when you go downstairs, there's no other way but to go back up and go all the way to another set of stairs. But that doesn't always happen, usually. It's more common to just end up finishing the dungeon room, but it all depends on your luck of the random dungeon generating, how it generates. Jeez, I could not say that for some reason. Malachite for, oh my goodness, already. And I don't even use potions right now, or food, or anything. That's frustrating. I can go back to the pocket dimension real quick. Okay, pressure plate, stick there. Copper, stick there. Dang, I just filled up. Oh, I could have put down the voltaic cell from earlier. Another gem. I'll just put it right here. My inventory is becoming a mess down here. The amethyst. Okay, oh, an iron. There we go. I think if you choose fungal lore, or whatever it's called, you actually do get more options as to what to do with your fungus. And there is something down the alchemy that allows you to make items, more items, which is pretty nice. Oh. You dummy. You blew up my ID explosive thing that I was gonna do. Saltpeter, it looks like they want me to make explosives with this. The explosives can be pretty handy, but not always. Looks like there could be something there, and it looks like we still have a little bit more to go over here and over there. So I'll step on that teleport once I know that I've gotten everything over here. More cheese to possibly make grilled cheese sandwiches. Or sandwiches, as some people like to call them. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Okay, let's see what this teleporter takes me. Oh, it takes me all the way up here. Let's see where this one takes me. Ah, there we go. That's helpful. Oh, and there's what you don't want. You don't want to get double teamed. I don't know why I decided to take out him first. And that hurt a little bit. Do we have any special quest items we're supposed to use on anything? I don't see any. Okay. Ooh man, I'm yawning all over today. Okay, the Uber chest is opened, and apparently some gargoyle traps as well. That I had missed or otherwise had avoided somehow. What is in the Uber chest? Aw, that sucks. That's such a nice sword.
Your inventory is full.
Yes, it is, apparently. Let's just eat something real quick that's not gonna do much for me. Let's see what happens when I eat that. It apparently gave me some invisibility. Well, I know what that does now, so I might want to keep that around. Anything that can give you invisibility for a while is useful for escaping from the deadly enemies. Okay, there's some rooms down here real quick to peek in. Another treasure room and more diggles. Dang it, he gave me the diggle blue. That really bites.
Your inventory is
Plastic ore, very nice.
Your
And my inventory is terribly full, yes. Jeez. Ah, crap. This probably... Darn. I apologize for going back and forth between this dimension so much, but it's the only way to really kind of allow me to continue without having to drop everything and run somewhere else and all that. Saltpeter right there, black powder right there. I'm gonna quickly churn up those copper so I can stack them. Okay, we got 4 copper now, that's pretty good. Oh, and I can make plastic too. Oh no, I didn't pick it up yet. Dang it. Okay, drop this invisibility potion down. I really need to start selling now. Okay, let's teleport on out of there. And scoop up those real quick, and hopefully this will not be a ridiculously large amount of items. There we go, I managed to obtain a magical item that she wanted. What did she give me exactly? That's kind of mediocre. That'd be good to have right at the beginning of the game. Oh, yes. A bolt of mass destruction. Bam. Having more than one of those at any given time is very useful. Let's see, what can I pick up from here? A tin ingot, saltpeter, tin, a zinc ingot. That would be very nice to have, but I'm gonna have to come back. There is a store, oh my goodness. Okay, I may have chosen the wrong way to go, but we're gonna have to do a little bit of a long walk here. Okay, just walk past sleeping enemies. I will be able to use the teleporters on my way back, so that'll work. Lobby. Out of my way!
critical hits.
Bam. an item. And she gave me a shield, which has now filled up my inventory. That's actually a pretty nice shield. It gives me some sagacity, which is all too shabby. Is it worth the damage reduction and what's it called? I think not, sadly. Okay, now let's see what we can get off this guy. Zorknids out the wazoo. This would give me a ton of Zorknids, but I'd rather keep it. It's worth... The amount of destruction it can cause is far better than how much he's willing to pay for it. Yeah, let's see, this is only 12 Zorknids. I was off by 5. That, considering its stats, should be worth more. Sell these cracked orbs. They just take up inventory. You can get a lot of money out these different traps if you collect enough of them per floor, which is very handy. And I just sold that toxic gas spray around because they usually aren't helpful, because what ends up happening is when you spring an enemy, they're usually so close already that you're going to get affected by your own traps anyways, and so it's not worth it to really do all that. And these things are worth nothing. Jeez, they were worth more on my other playthrough. Maybe it's because I had my savviness or something up. I had something up really high, like almost all these these 3 right here are really high on my other character. I'll keep the aluminum tube because it's possible to use it in crafting recipes. Sell the softballs. Sell the shroom. Sell the ring. That's actually pretty nice for a ring. Aqua Fortis. I'm probably never ever gonna use it anyways. Okay. I am definitely buying some of that stuff in the crafting thing on the way back. Oh, there we go. Oh wow, that's worth a lot. Nice. Okay. Everything is sold that needs to be. And so now we are going to get out of here, drop in here real quick, drop some more bolts down, drop some of this stuff. Oh, that doesn't help. I'm gonna move this one over here because I'm gonna put my bolt of mass destruction in the middle just to look cool. That drops an acid spot on the floor, which is another good reason to have a lot of things like... That's why it's good to save all that, because that allows you to just drop it on a spot. And so if you're in a monster zoo situation, you could just drop, like, shoot those, and it'll do the damage to the enemy, but then it also does an acid pool that will hurt enemies for like 2 damage as they walk across it, and every little bit of damage does really count in this game. And apparently I was stockpiling mushrooms, so I guess I'm going to, as much as I cringe at the thought of having more reasons to stockpile things, I also like having more than that. And so I've made some plastic. Plastic is a good alternative armor for people who need armor but don't want, like if they're a mage and they want armor and they happen to come across a lot of plastic right away. And so that's nice. Like one time I literally had a bunch of pleather armors, it was called, because it was like, it was plate plastic, or plastic, I guess, I don't know, whatever, I slapped myself for trying and failing miserably. Okay, so the dungeon kind of runs together like that. And I'm just going to take the long way back just because, and there's a set of stairs down, and we'll take the stairs down, and we'll see where we are at for time. I believe I started this right at, let's see what time is it now. I'm pretty sure I started this at 5, either 5 or 5:30. If that's the case, we've only been going for 15 minutes, which then would kind of suck, but still. Okay, I want that. It's gonna help me out a little bit. I'm gonna buy the coal for sure. Sometimes you just don't run into coal. Gonna buy the turquoise, gonna buy that. And shoot, might as well buy the ingots too. Never know when I'm gonna need them. Why the heck not, I'll buy the saltpeter too. Okay, let's drop into the pocket dimension. And we're going to quickly sort this out. Tin, I do not have any yet, I don't think. That's steel. But yet they have the same symbol. The only reason tin's useful is that it helps you make bronze, which is a decent medium in some cases for weaponry. And so if you find a lot of it early on, you do pretty well. Now let's drop that there. Let's drop this turquoise right there. Now we've got a decent amount of coal, so we can make quite a bit of steel as soon as I can grind. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted that for. I can now grind up that blasted stuff. There we go. Now what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to grind up the black pearl and stuff into chalk, apparently, which I hadn't known until now, and it'll allow me to quickly make some steel. And the nice thing is, 1 bar of iron, 1 chalk, and a coal make 2 steel, so it is a surplus, and it is very handy in that regard. I'm going to actually see what I did there was I right-clicked, and now it allows me to cast that spell, and I cast it right now. It didn't do anything, obviously, but that will allow me to cast that really quickly if I need to. And these bolts aren't exactly cheap, so I'm just gonna put a hold on those. I think on this playthrough I actually managed to get the ability to make those clockwork drill bolts. Okay, so I started at the top. As you can see, that was where I had entered previously. I'm already getting plates. Ooh, and a shop right at the beginning. How lucky. This glove is pretty funny. 1 sparkling glove. This glove holds magic in its palm. Yes, just the one. So if you have any idea what that's about, that's actually Michael Jackson's one shiny glove that he used. That's a pretty nice iron dirk. No, dirk you. And here we see a amulet, which you don't bump into those very often. So it might be an idea to buy it. It does magic, like, power increase, and that's not exactly amazing. Here's another nail board we could buy if we really needed. If we found an anvil of Krong and got a bad thing. Oh, apparently a toxic lobby tripped over a particularly nasty trap. That's weird. That sword should have minus. Oh, whatever. Okay, so we found this guy. Let's just quickly sell him that boulder plate. Just for no reason at all, just to get some extra cash. Because you never know when we'll need just that little bit of a pinch more. Okay, this Diggle has chosen. Very nice. Man, I'm more of a handshake for these guys. Very nice. Another Diggle egg. I think I'm gonna get that psionic push next, just to see how that works. Fire spout mine is similar to the gas sprayer mine, where it just like launches out a bunch of fire. Oh dear, a tough enemy, and they all noticed me. Okay, we're gonna fight them right here. Oh crap! Come on, dwarven handshake. Oh god. Oh, he died. Oh no, these are the normal baddies. Alright, I'm backing up. I gotta eat something. Mini Gouda cheese, go! Save me! I'm not gonna eat any mushrooms until I know I'm not gonna die. Because eating shrooms is never a good way to go, never a good idea when you know you might possibly die. I don't understand. Oh well, that's fresh steak, so that makes more sense. Apparently they're stepping on a gargoyle trap over there. Okay, I'm gonna try and avoid eating my hot bar foods unless I have to. Those, oh crap. Okay, back the heck up. I'm getting beat up unnecessarily. Critical hit. Boom. See, I don't know why I'm doing so much damage, but this is really helpful. Okay, a platinum. Ah, there we go. That's pretty nice. A Cybertronic amulet. Now I can make my own, and I don't even need... And I've got the plastic and the copper tubing for sure. Problem is I need the crafting skill, so let's see what that takes. Okay, there's so much stuff. The blacksmith by far has probably the most stuff to make, just out of sheer numbers of things. This is the sword I was talking about though, the blue steel sword. It's a very nice sword to get as a sword wielder, but it takes 4 of the mechanic, or the tinker, or 4 blacksmithing. So it does require investment into those trees. This is something I want to make. A trapper's tool belt. It should essentially let me disarm pretty much any trap in the game once I've got that and like all my tinkering all the way up. So by the time I'm at 4 tinkering and I've got my trapper's tool belt, it should make it almost way too easy. I made this on my other character because it gives him some voltaic damage and resistance and mana regeneration and all sorts of nice things. Here it is. Oh wow, I am definitely making this thing. And I could make it if I have the... Ooh, I'm gonna go... Excuse me, but I'm going back to the pocket punch. Voltaic cell. All I need is some copper and plastic, and I can totally make this. So what I need to do is I need to go into the Tinkerer's thing, to craft that, go all the way to the end, and BAM! Oh my goodness, I am so freaking happy right now. Whew! This is great! This is a ridiculously good amulet for this beginning. So I'm gonna drop all this. Just watch, I'll open a monster zoo and absolutely get raped because I can't get away somehow. Oh my goodness, now I am so beefed up. I'm doing explosive damage, I'm doing electrically explosive piercing damage that crushes my enemies with my sheer will. Look at that. Look at that. And on top of that, I got some platinum, a voltaic potion to further increase my zapping prowess. Look at me, I'm better than the Sith Lord right now. Do it. I can just tell the minions to kill each other. I'll be like, do it. Do it now. Okay, I've apparently leveled up, which means I can go ahead and learn the next ability right there. And all you have to do is right click to switch between on each of them. And certain ones you'll find have special abilities. Another special enemy. A plastic ring. Those are pretty useful if you just want to waste one on an anvil of Krong without worrying about the consequences. Apparently we dodged each other. That's cool when you get a Dwarven handshake. Wow, I only have a chance? There we go. Oh god. What the heck? This is not a monster room, but it is nonetheless. That's weird how I'm not doing any of my elemental damages to them. Oh no, I am. It's just they have so much health.
Critical hits.
Those guys can be very annoying later on. Apparently these guys decided to... Either these people died recently and that's why there's so many deaths, or they just feel like mucking around here.
Critical hits.
Dwarven handshake. I smash you. I Okay, then get anywhere. A cube of flesh. Now, the cubes of flesh and also the elven ingot grinder is useful for this. The cubes of flesh, what they do is it allows you to grind up the meats that you pick up, and then you can use them in fleshmancy, which I have never tried before, and I might try it at some point because it sounds kind of cool. The idea of taking your hamburger and turning it into a giant, well, not your hamburger, but taking, well, yeah, your hamburger and turning it into like a small dagger, or like taking an entire dead cow and turning it into a giant walking monster of meat. That sounds pretty amazing. Okay, here lies the meat crafter named Flex. His work, too radical to be appreciated in its time, earned him the moniker Gagflex. Okay, so we're running out of time here, but that's one of the reasons I wanted to make 30-minute episodes, because that way I don't have to deal with making intro and extra videos. I believe that's what it is for the word. That's weird how that guy had a blue scythe. But here lies the foul pirate Everdread, who gave up the family occupation for his calling in dreams, rogue archaeology. He was beheaded by a giant spinning blade. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to break it off here, see how long this episode is, and publish it regardless. And next time I'll try to make smaller episodes so that way I can record for an hour, but put one episode out per day or something like that. That to me seems a little bit easier and better for all of us. So this is Fire and Ice, and I had a fun time. If you had a fun time watching this video, leave a like if you want. And if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe if you want to. And just y'all have a nice day. Bye.